Team Liquid's most recent project did not pay off. On paper, they had what looked to be a fantastic roster, but just over 7 months later, it's all fallen apart. Now, they're hardly the only team looking down the barrel of a substantial rebuild, but what is it going to take to save NA's biggest team? And does it have anything to do with these rumors of OG players looking to make their returns to Counter-Strike?
Before we get into today's Don't At Me, I'm hopping in to let you know that we've partnered with Cash App to bring you an exciting new season of our flagship franchise, The Story Of. Cash App is a P2P finance app that allows you to send, spend, save, and invest your money on your terms. Overdraft protection, card lock, high yield savings accounts, Cash App has it all. The latest episode of this season of The Story Of is live on our YouTube channel right now. Also check out Cash App using the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the Don't At Me.
We are now in the midst of a tournament break, 6 months into the first full year of competitive CS2. And oh boy, I mean, we knew things were going to be chaotic and uncertain at the start, but holy shit. Like, right now, the two best players in the world are actual teenagers, with one of them making history almost on a daily as a literal 17-year-old. Na'Vi won the game's first major with Alexi B as their IGL, and no Simple, since, you know, that guy is currently on an indefinite break. And in case things couldn't get any crazier, Stewie2K came back to Counter-Strike to win the 100th IEM on home soil with Nico. I know it's cliche, but if you were to tell me late last year that this was going to be the reality of Counter-Strike 2, I wouldn't have believed you. Same as if you told me the new and improved Liquid roster I was so excited about would actually be in shambles by this time. Well, I might actually believe you, but it wouldn't make it any easier to hear. As of yesterday, it was announced that Coach Zeus was parting ways with the team, which was already on the back of Cadian's benching and credible rumors that Skulls is also on his way out to join Furia. This Liquid roster is dead.
Outside looking in, it just looks so rough, man. Like, outside looking in, not knowing the internals of the team, it's just like, God, how did it go this bad? Like, how did you implode harder than the EU roster?
Now, all of these moves have been circulating for quite some time, but now they're finally a reality. Just over half a year later, all that's left is NAF, Twistzz, and YEKINDAR. But how? Why? I mean, Twistzz, one of NA's most gifted players, left the best team in the world to come home. They got Zeus back, who once helped build the foundation for the org's greatest eras. And they signed Cadian, Mr. Deep Playoff Runs himself. It seemed like the roster was destined to do something, anything. Maybe not win a major off the rip, but at least have a little consistency and impact. However, event after event, they weren't producing anything near what was expected. I mean, forget winning the damn major, they didn't even qualify.
He's recovered an AK and he might be what ends it, but Holzak's firing that first shot, looking for the second, and Holzak continues his reign of dominance, Elite with the killing blow.
And things never got any better. From bombing out of NA qualifiers to fumbling on the international stage, things just weren't clicking for a team that so many people were excited for. I personally just couldn't wrap my head around why these more than capable players were struggling to play together. Yes, NAF and Twistzz, I'd say they were more than carrying their weight, but what happened to the YEKINDAR, who once looked like a superstar on VP, or the IGL, who consistently proved people wrong? Both felt like distant memories, and at this point, not an environment I would expect a young player like Skulls to thrive in. I normally criticize teams for making what feels to me like rash decisions, especially Liquid, who has done this a lot over the last 3 years. But this one, I kind of understand. It just feels like whatever the team was trying to do failed. Listen, I don't know if the players weren't buying into Cadian's system like some have suggested, or if there were deeper rooted issues behind the scenes. There have been whispers claiming that the issues with Cadian were more interpersonal, which we've heard before. But once again, these were just rumors. Maybe one day we'll find out what exactly was going on with this team that everyone thought was going to do something. But for now, it's over. So probably best to just look towards the future. As for what that future might look like, Liquid's new IGL could actually be Twistzz himself. There have been several reports now claiming that the Canadian is looking to replace the Cadian. And I don't know how I feel about this at all. Listen, I am confident that Russell is more than up to the task. He's a calm, cool, collected guy and played under one of the best IGLs in the game, winning a major to boot. The issue is that I still see Twistzz as kind of a superstar. Listen, I'm biased as so my rating is probably going to be a lot higher than others, but at this point, I don't think anyone can deny that the guy has proven he has the X factor. If he starts calling for Liquid, what if that gets in the way of what he does best? I mean, we've seen it happen before with guys like Stewie and, of course, Nico. Maybe he's been warming up to this position for quite some time now behind the scenes, and we just don't know. But even so, starting off with a new, inexperienced IGL, is that what this team needs right now? Despite those concerns, it is more and more looking like this will be the reality. And who knows, maybe Twistzz can cook. I just hope it doesn't take away from what makes him such a special player. But that still leaves 3 spots vacant on Team Liquid. And your guess could be as good as anyone's as to who would fill him. Many pundits and analysts have weighed in with their thoughts, and of course, more rumors. On AWP, I've seen names like Sampias, who is currently on Falcons, and Wrinkle, the Ukrainian AWPer for NIP. I, like Maui Snake, have a soft spot for Hades. Don't know why, but I've just always liked the guy, and I feel like he has this untapped potential to him. Plus, he's currently benched. For Rifler, there's been even more names floating around, just a few being JKS, Heavy God, who's currently on OG, and Bubsky even tossed in Perfecto. There is already a lot of options to choose from, but with other teams also looking to make moves during this break, I think literally anything is possible. Though, Liquid do need to make sure they keep their spot in North America, which they would with JKS. Now, as for a new coach, I couldn't tell you. But what I do know is that former NA coach Chet is looking to make his return to Counter-Strike, so I guess it's a possibility. Now, on top of that, I should point out that Chet is far from the only NA veteran looking to make a comeback. There have been rumors about Nitro making his return to the game, and we even got Shroud reminiscing at this point. It seems like people saw what Stewie did and maybe got a little nostalgic. Do I see any of these dudes ending up on TL? Aside from maybe Chet, I don't think so. Liquid needs to make big moves because they need to win, and they need to win quick. That being said, there are other North American orgs, like M80 for example, who are still high enough in the rankings to potentially make it to the major. So maybe there's spots there for them. So we got Stewie saying that he wants more reps at the tier 1 level, and now all these other old heads looking to possibly make comebacks? Man, it. Why the hell not? The future of North American Counter-Strike is as uncertain as it's ever been, but at least it can't get worse, right? It's bad, but I know people want YEKINDAR gone, but I just don't see that happening. If you go on forums, everyone's blaming YEKINDAR. They want YEKINDAR gone. They wanted him gone over Cadian, over anyone. But I feel like if he was the issue, he would be gone already. That's my 2 cents.